Well, hello everybody. This is Douglas Allen Frazier, and we're going to be doing part 2 of this video that I started last night. If you notice, it's a little bit lighter in this video. The presentation started last night a little after sunset, and by the time we got done, it was fairly dark. But anyway, I don't think it really hurt what was trying to be expressed during the first portion of By My Spirit, a special message that's coming from me to you to get you to think of what you have in your hands, basically the future of this nation. You have the future of this nation in your hands that will be passed on to your children and your children's children based upon how you vote. Or for those of you that disagree with this video or what's being said, perhaps when you don't vote. But you will have the responsibility for whatever happens. I'm not going to allow you to take the cop-out, the opt-out. Well, it's, God will place in who He wants. God is the overall sovereign authority. That is the fact. But He expects us, His church. As Dutch Sheets said, it's been quite a while ago now, he was talking about the church and the power of the church. And we often hear this word ekklesia. It's Greek, and I don't know if that's a great pronunciation or not. But ekklesia, we often say, well, that's the church. But as Dutch Sheets was explaining, that Greek word also has the meaning of a governing body, like the Greek Senate or forum where they would get together. I would also add into this, the other day I heard a person share some things that were being shown to her by God, some questions that she had, and she brought up the idea of democracy. Is there something better? Is there something beyond? I think is the word that she used. And she said, well, that's coming from a Greek mindset. Well, yeah, perhaps. Perhaps they set up the idea of democracy, of letting all the people vote, coming together, letting them voice their opinions, and then they would take a vote. Well, that worked. It's worked around the world in various forms. In the United States, we are not truly a democracy. We are a democratic republic that has a representative government, which simply means we get to vote. We have representatives that represent us in various forms of government, whether it's local government, state government, or national government. They represent us, but we don't go and vote on the bills that are presented before them. So it's not truly a democracy. If it was, we would all get to vote on every single bill that took place. We would get to have the opportunity to speak into it, for or against it. The other comment that was added was the idea that we would go into really kind of a biblical style of government. And she used a term that I'm not going to use because I think it would confuse some people, and other people would, they wouldn't understand it. I'll put it that way. But I believe this is correct. From my standpoint, every nation has a form of government. Whether it's like ours, whether it's like the Russians, whether it's Sharia law. And Christians live in all of these different nations with perhaps all different forms of government. And we've got to learn what Jesus said for us to do. I think I shared a portion of this last night. We have got to go as the ecclesia, the church, the governing voice on earth of God, and make disciples of the nations. This goes right into all areas of society. All areas of society. We have got to have an understanding of what are the biblical principles. Not necessarily the biblical laws, but the biblical principles that will govern our choices that we're going to make for those who are going to be in the United States representing us. Let's put it this way. We have two candidates that are now, as the news say, the presumptive candidates to represent their two parties. One is a known. Hillary Clinton is a known. She has been around for years. And the known factor that is highly striking is that she is a liar. A consistent liar, and you can go and look up things. Go to the New York Times. New York Times is considered to be one of the most liberal news media sources in the United States. Even they and their editorial staff or their writers will verify that many things that she has said over her time of being recognized for what has she done? She was a lawyer. She got kicked off of the committee that was dealing with the Nixon tapes, with his impeachment, because of illegal activities and lies. That's a fact. She was the wife of the governor of Arkansas, Bill Clinton. She got involved with some scandalous real estate problems. We can go on. Her whole career is filled with scandalous activity. And some of her most famous comments, after making an excuse of a video that got our ambassador and 3 others killed in Benghazi, Libya. All a lie. She did nothing in her position to even try and prepare them to be saved and secure, even after being asked many times for more secure measures for the U.S. embassy staff and their people in a very difficult land. Just go and look. I'm not going to say any more, but the other issue that bothers me tremendously with her, and why, as a Christian, I'll put it this way, as a Christian, you identify yourself with a Christian, as a Christian, why would you vote for a woman who claims that one of her heroes is Margaret Sanger, and her ideas of abortion, eugenics, one of those being, and I talked about some issues within the black church and for black people to understand our history, your history. Margaret Sanger's purpose was to do away with African Americans. Read it yourself. Go find it. And this is one of Hillary Clinton's heroes. She believes that it's okay to take the life of a child that is ready to be birthed up to about 32 or 36 weeks. There are live births that take place even younger than that, and they survive. Yet Hillary Clinton desires and believes it's okay to take their life. I'll put it this way. You identify with her. You vote for her. The blood that spills from the deaths of all of those children, day by day, month by month, year by year, are on your hands just as they're on hers. Now, you think that's harsh? It might be. It is. But those are the facts. When you identify and you go along with those sort of things, God says, I came to bring life. God holds children as being one of the most important things that we could have in our life. It looks like we're going to take another break here, and we're going to have to go to part